Yeah, hello. So I'm here with two of our students at Ashesi University. So David and Mamiya. Okay, and so we are here to discuss, their experiences with, certain projects and activities. So David is my capstone student. He's the one that worked on the NLP system for Tree, the one that I demoed in the previous recording. So I'll be talking with him a bit about the project. Mamiya is the president of an AI club on campus called Seal AI. So she will also be talking to us a little bit about that club and some of the activities and projects going on. And they were both in my NLP class, right? So they will also share their experiences. Hopefully, they are good experiences in the class. All right, so I think we'll kick off or maybe start with David, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about the project, and like why you are even working on the project, and how you found it so far.
Okay. So the project, as Dennis said rightfully so, is trying to build an automatic speech recognition system for Tree. And one of the main motivations for this particular project has to do with the fact that most low resource languages such as Tree don't have any representation in automatic speech recognition technology. So it's a pretty important step in introducing those kind of technologies to our native Ghanaian languages. And I've been working on this project for close to about 5 months now, and it's been a very challenging and fun project to work on.
Well, what has been challenging about it?
The challenging thing about working with low resource languages has to do with where exactly are you going to get the data from, right, to train an NLP system, right, to be able to understand the nuances of the language that you're working with. So data is one big problem that has to do with the creation of these systems, and also dealing with even as when you get the data, right, dealing with the pre-processing of the data, the organization of the data, and all of those things can pose quite a number of challenges.
Right. And how about technically? Well, have you had like some challenges technically?
Oh, a lot. A lot. Where do I begin? But one of the most pressing technical challenges that I've had is for starters, right? For starters, dealing with the system, right? So creating the system in a way that can easily. So the library, we are using a library for the creation of the system, and the library that we are using for the system is called Kaldi.
Right. So an open source speech recognition system.
Yeah, Kaldi is an open source speech recognition system, and Kaldi is not very easy to work with, right? Mm-hmm. So you will have to actually understand the material that is presented in the Kaldi documentation. You will have to understand how to implement it to be able to extract features and do all of the predictions based on the language that you are using.
Right.
And that's posed quite a number of technical challenges.
Right. And even though we did you were in my NLP class, we didn't really do much on speech recognition systems too, right? So you had to sort of
to read
quite
and study
and work on that. Okay. So maybe let's shift gear to Mami a little bit. So like I said, Mami is the president of the AI club called Seal AI Club. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the club and what it does?
Sure. So the SEAL Club is SEAL is an acronym for the Stretch Engineering and Enterprise Lab, and it's basically an AI club on the Ashesi campus that seeks to provide its members with the technical skills they will need to be experts in the field of AI. But another big part of the SEAL Club is to ensure that its members are growing altruistically, so that they have in mind people in society or the less privileged in society. And for the SEAL Club, the biggest people that we want to focus on when we're looking at the underprivileged space is our children, or child poverty in general. And so far, I mean, in the beginning of the semester or somewhere last semester, we talked about some of the things we want to work on as a club. And before I go into that, so generally we have team leads and technical leads in the club. So the technical leads are in charge of people who have some knowledge in AI, who can teach other people, and the team leads will generally coordinate their activities and make sure they're being mindful of the things they're supposed to be doing. So the leads decided some projects we wanted to work on last semester, some really interesting, cool projects. But coming into this semester, we realized that they may not necessarily be relevant in our space and in this particular point in time. So we shifted to work on things that in, say, 10 years' time or 15 years' time would be the things at the cutting edge of AI at that time. So people are working on low resource language recognition, like Fortran or Swahili, etc.
Right. So I think I say that we have a lot of like students. So Ashesi is increasingly becoming like a Pan-African institution, right? So we have, students not just from Ghana but from different parts of Africa. So people are interested in working on different languages, sort of from where they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Or I also feels like computer vision are of particular interest.
Right. I think there's games.
Yes, gaming is also like a thing people are interested in over here. So I'd say for now we're learning AI bit by bit. Not too long ago we learned how to create a chatbot.
Right.
The preliminary phase of making a chatbot. So it's fun.
Right. All right. So now that we've talked a little bit, about David's capstone project, and by the way, I should mention David is in final year, so he's doing senior year project. Mamia is in third year, so she's trying to decide her capstone project, and she's thinking of NLP, so that's good. So that's definitely good. So both of you, took my NLP class. David as a senior, Mamia as a junior, right?
Yeah.
And I think you both got A's, right?
Yeah.
Two of the few people who got A's in that class. So, how did you find the class? What are like your thoughts on the class? Yeah. Generally, interesting, challenging, easy. Like any.
Well, I think the class was a very fine balance between interesting and fun, right? Because we did quite a number of cool homework assignments. For one thing, one of the homework assignments that really stood out to me was the homework assignment that had to do with sentiment analysis of shopping reviews.
Right. So we had Amazon, Yelp, and
IMDb.
And IMDb. And we actually, so for the first assignment that we did on sentiment classification, we actually had to write out the code for a naive Bayes classifier from scratch. Right, and that was quite exciting, and I really enjoyed that assignment. And we also had this very fun final project where we had to develop a question and answer sort of system, and that one was also quite exciting. Even though it was quite challenging, I found it to be very exciting to work on.
Right. Okay. Wow.
So I was going to say what David said. It was a very informative class, such that it kind of broadened your spectrum of the things that you would know like on a regular as a computer science student. And I really like the fact that it capitalized more on knowledge of what's behind all the libraries we have.
Right.
Because I feel like that's what puts us ahead of all the people who just know how to implement but don't know why or how it's being implemented.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'd say one of the best parts was creating the naive base classifier, because I had never been as excited about doing an assignment like I was doing that particular assignment. And I felt very good about it because it's putting it side by side to some of the classifiers that come like in your regular libraries. It performed equally as good or even better sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's one of, I'd say, my proudest work so far, even though it's
that was interesting. Right. So so usually in an undergrad class, because I knew that like coming to the class, people just want to like take neural networks and because everyone coming to the NLP class, like maybe at least I think most people have heard of neural networks. They want to just jump into neural networks, but for like a course in uni, right, it's not just about like doing things practically. It's important, right? That's why you have the projects and all those kinds of things, but it's also good to understand like the theory. That's why you had to like understand the equations and then write the code to implement the equations yourself. And I think you did get like good accuracies, especially like when you did the pre-processing and then you ran it with a classifier that you had built from scratch, basically, right? And it kind of worked well. So your final project was so you had questions and answers. So first you had to compile the data set, right?
Yeah.
And we got like questions and answers from like different domains and so on, and you had to build a system such that you could ask any question that sort of relates to a question in a data set and be able to answer regardless of how the question was sort of phrased, right? So what approach did you take? Maybe start with Mami this time so David doesn't say just in case your approaches were similar.
So I think for the project we were supposed to implement 3 ideas I forgot about that. Yes. So, you couldn't actually just do one thing. You had to think about 3 different ways. That's a good assignment. Right. So we did a logistic regression model, a naive Bayes model, and a neural network for my team. Naive Bayes and logistic regression performed really badly.
Right.
Neural networks are generally like smarter, so that did well. But then we realized we weren't really satisfied with our accuracies, so we had to do a lot of pre-processing. Like I remember having to like manually clean some of the data up, and then use cosine similarities to like clean it up before we pass it to them. But also, it was very challenging. And another part that I really like generally about the course and the project was having to have everything up on Git.
Right.
Because Git is a very practical thing, like in the working world.
Right.
It's not something we do regular, like as part of coursework. So it was really good to practice, like using Git and things like that. And the final project, some of our files were too big. We couldn't put it on Git, and everything was just terrible. But it worked out in the end, so I was really.
One of the first rules, like when you get into industry, like you start working on a project, make sure it's in version control. Like that, it's like one of the first rules that you follow, right? Because you spend time like doing something really difficult and then you lose it. It's extremely painful. Yeah. Okay, David. Well, how did your group approach?
So my group was a very interesting group. We also implemented the naive Bayes classifier. I worked on that. It's all the work. And then
you like naive Bayes?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite algorithms. And then some other people in the group also worked on logistic regression.
Okay.
Right, and Ben led, he was in my group, he led a couple of other guys to work on we also use neural networks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the same,
three similar same
the same approaches here that
Okay.
Mami's team used. And for my team, for naive Bayes, the thing about the naive Bayes classifier that I built was that I wrote a lot of code to do pre-processing before the data is actually passed
Right.
into the classifier.
Right.
So mine didn't really perform too badly. It was
Right.
quite good.
Okay.
Then for logistic regression too was out of all the three approaches that we implemented, I think logistic regression was the one that didn't really perform too well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the neural network one was the one that really performed well out of those three approaches.
Right.
So
Not
it's all
too
about-
surprising. Okay, so I think that's kind of, just wanted to go over some of the things our students are doing. As a matter of fact, like our students are really working on a lot of cool projects in AI generally, not just NLP, so many really, really cool projects. So it's great. Our students are great here. I should say that they're really brilliant. Right. So I don't know any last words. Otherwise, I think our interview will come to a close.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Dennis is a good lecturer.
Oh, thank you. All right. So I guess that's it, and see you when the course starts.